All right, computer science lecture. Really brief. It was an abbreviated lecture today because our professor had to leave early. We basically just covered. What did we cover? Function, default parameters, and keyword arguments and positional arguments. So that's pretty much it for now. Talk to you later today. See ya. All right. Welcome back to computer science. What did we learn about yesterday? I remember we finished up the string. The string. Yes. String lecture, but we started the next lecture, which still is on strings, but also on lists and list methods. All right. So string splitting. All right. String splitting will break up a string into a list of substrings, and these substrings are known as tokens. Which a token is basically a substring. Is comprised a substring that, when combined, it's a substring. I don't know. And then you can slice it, or string splitting. You can split them up based on a given string, substring. Or character or substring. Substring such as a character. You could split up the string. You can say where you want to split the string at. It's known as the separator. Okay. Splitting and joining strings. Lecture 21 or 22. Wait. Okay. Split function. Method that splits a string into a list of tokens. Token is a substring that forms a part of a larger string. Separator. A character or sequence of characters that indicates where to split the string into tokens. Okay. That's it for right now. I'm going to jump in, continue learning, and I'll be back to recall what I learned in a little bit. Right. Split and join. Methods. String methods. So split. Finish that up. What was it about? What was the stuff we learned? Separator token. Split function. All right, so split function. Yeah. So basically, without an argument passed within the split method, the default separator is going to be any white space character, and it will never produce an empty string. Well, that's going to be important right here. If you do provide an argument for a character or multiple characters, like a substring, to be the separator, basically the tokens will be what is between the beginning and then the separators and the end. So you add, basically you consider the beginning of the string, the end of the string separators, and then everything in between those and the separators will produce the chunks of string. If, therefore, the separator is the first or the beginning or the end of a string, it's going to produce an empty string, because between the beginning and the separator is an empty string. And the same way, if you have two separators in a row, it's going to produce an empty string for every separator that's in a row. But for the default argument, there will never be an empty space produced, or an empty string. Join is essentially the inverse function of split, and join takes a list and concatenates them together with a string separator. Like so, you say string separator dot join list, and then each token in the list will be for index 0, then it will be concatenated with a separator, then index 2, another separator, index 3, another separator, etc. All right, so that's basically it for now. I'll be back later to continue learning. Talk to you then. All right, welcome back to more computer science. Second session of the day. Earlier we were doing split method, string method, join string method. Yeah, that's actually it. All right, I'm gonna jump back in, continue learning. I'll be back to your call when I learned a little bit. All right, finished up that split and join unit. Now I'm on to a unit on lists. Lists are mutable containers. They contain references to other objects, and that's it, right? Index. Index is obviously an integer value, but it can also be an expression as long as it evaluates to an integer value. All right. That's it for today. Talk to you tomorrow. See you.